The UN Habitat Syria Program Director has expressed hope for intensified UN efforts to halt attacks and bombings on Syria so humanitarian operations can continue. She highlighted the severe damage to many cities and the urgent need for intervention. She added that the program aims to provide thousands of housing units, estimating costs at $1.2 billion. She emphasized the importance of rebuilding infrastructure and supporting Syrians to recover from the crisis, while focusing on humanitarian aid to ensure the country's reconstruction. Egypt's Minister of Foreign Affairs Badr Abdulati has held a series of side meetings with the foreign ministers of the United States, Turkey and France, as well as the High Representative of the European Union for Foreign Affairs and Security Policy and the UN envoy to Syria. The meetings took place on the sidelines of the Arab Ministerial Contact Committee on Syria in Aqaba. During the discussions, Abdulati reaffirmed Egypt's strong rejection of Israel's incursion into the buffer zone with Syria, stressing that it violates the 1974 disengagement agreement between Syria and Israel and constitutes a breach of international law. Syrian media has reported that Israel carried out over 60 airstrikes within 5 hours, targeting military sites around Damascus. In addition, Israeli forces reportedly advanced towards the village of Al-Mu'allaqa in the Damascus countryside. These developments come amid heightened tensions and escalating military activity in the region, deepening the already fragile situation. The UN Special Envoy to Syria, Geir Pedersen, has arrived in Damascus, calling for swift action to lift sanctions and support reconstruction efforts. Pedersen emphasized the need for justice and accountability through a credible system, while balancing immediate humanitarian relief with long-term stability. His visit marks a renewed diplomatic push to address Syria's future, underscoring the agency of rebuilding efforts and ensuring accountability for past crimes. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has held a call with U.S. President-elect Donald Trump to discuss several topics, including Syria, the Gaza war, and a detainee exchange deal with Hamas. Israeli officials have noted significant progress in negotiations with Hamas, showing readiness for an agreement. The chiefs of Mossad and Shin Bet, Israel's security agency, informed the Israeli cabinet of potential breakthroughs. Trump advisor Adam Boulder is expected to visit Israel this week for talks, as speculation grows that the Gaza war could end after Trump's inauguration. Turkish Defense Minister Yasar Güler has stated that Syria's new administration should be given a chance to govern, citing its constructive messages. He added that Turkey is ready to provide military training if requested. The Turkish Defense Minister noted that there were no signs of a full Russian withdrawal following al-Assad's fall. Ankara may reassess its military presence in Syria as conditions evolve. The new administration has pledged to respect governmental institutions, the UN and international organizations. Schools in Damascus have reopened 1 week after Bashar al-Assad's ouster. At Jawdat al-Hashimi school, the Syrian flag was raised amid celebrations by students and teachers. The world watches as the new leadership faces the challenge of stabilizing the nation. Turkey has reopened its embassy in Damascus, becoming the first to do so since the end of Bashar al-Assad's government. President Erdogan pledged support for Syria's reconstruction. The former Turkish ambassador to Mauritania was appointed acting business manager. Turkey had closed its embassy in 2012, signaling a significant shift in diplomatic relations as the country began its rebuilding efforts. Lebanon's caretaker Prime Minister Najib Mikati has urged international support for the repatriation of Syrian refugees, calling for early recovery efforts in secure areas of Syria. Speaking at a gathering of Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni's party, Mikati highlighted Syria's devastation after 13 years of war, with al-Assad now in exile. Mikati also expressed hope that Lebanon's ceasefire with Israel could pave the way for lasting stability in the region.
Assist in the return of Syrians by engaging in early recovery efforts in secure.
Arab, Turkish and European diplomats have concluded a meeting in Jordan's Aqaba, stressing the need for an inclusive Syrian government that respects minority rights. Regional and global powers are vying for influence after al-Assad fled last week, though his key allies, Russia and Iran, were excluded. U.S. officials, including Secretary of State Blinken, outlined their vision for Syria's transition. Turkish Foreign Minister Hakan Fidan has urged Israel to immediately halt its activities in Syria. Earlier, U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken announced an agreement among top diplomats from the U.S., Turkey, the EU, and Arab nations to ensure minority rights in Syria's future government. Talks in Jordan and contacts with rebels followed President Bashar al-Assad's ouster as global and regional powers vie for influence over Syria's post-Assad leadership. Syria has been facing mounting challenges amid Israeli airstrikes, diplomatic efforts for peace, and struggles to rebuild infrastructure.